What's happening? What's up, people? What's going on? It's your boy Gunner back at y'all again with another Black Ops Bandog TV. The first order of business is and always is building leaders and creating kings operation by building national development over generation. I want to bring it to y'all, put the bottom line up front. Today I want to ask the question of, who can you rely on? Who can you rely on? And bigger than that, when do you rely on? And I think even more important than that, are you somebody that can be relied on? The first question was, who can you rely on? Like, who you have set up in your life that you know that you can depend on, that you know that you can go to when the chips is down and when things is hard and when you might not be in the right space mentally, but you know you need something or somebody to bring you up out of that, you know, that place or that environment or that mindset. Who can you rely on? Do you have anybody? Who can you rely on when you the individual that's normally strong for everybody? Everybody on your back. Everybody counting on you. Everybody need for you to do something. Cause see, that's a lot of the times where a lot of people fall victim to that. They get so used to being that individual. You get people in sports, you know, that come from hard conditions. Family ain't really had nothing and then they made it. And that pressure build, that pressure because they so used to taking care of everybody else. I was watching something on a podcast and it was two brothers and one was talking about like something that he was going through. Something he was going through and the closest people around him didn't even know, and he trying to figure out how the closest people to me, the closest individuals that's to me, that should know me thick and thin, in and out. How you don't know that I got something going on? How you don't know that I got something going on? And then the question was asked, well, why didn't you say anything? Sometimes we suffer in silence. Sometimes we suffer for no reason as well. You know, we suffer more in our imagination than we do in reality. But oftentimes we as people do go through something, but when you're used to being that Trojan horse, when you're used to being that one that everybody else rely on, it's hard for you to go and ask for help. It's hard for you. Sometimes it ain't about physical help. Sometimes it's just a peace of mind. Or wanting to know, when you're used to being so strong for everybody, you know, when you're used to being so strong for everybody, who is there for you? Who can you rely on? Who can you run to that can be strong for you? That's the question that I'm asking. Because that's what we deal with all too often. Me, I always say, like, people ask you good, I tell them I'm good on a bad day. And I mean it. I'm good on a bad day. I don't really stress out too much. I don't really let too much bother me. But that was something I had to work on. I had to learn how to do that. But in the same sense, it don't mean that every once in a blue those demons don't, you know, slide in, don't creep in. That feeling that it's just me. That feeling that it's just me. All I got is me. You know, that feeling that I gotta get mine. I gotta take care of, protect me and mine. And I ain't worried about nobody else. That feeling come in. Because you feel like sometimes you by yourself, but then we isolate ourselves too. When you start going through the shit that we go through, we start to isolate ourselves or push ourselves from some of the individuals. So the question is, who can you rely on? Because sometimes that, even though that may be our fault, even though that's on us when we do that, who's that background individual with that pick me up? Who's that background individual that you want some bullshit? Come here, hey yo, come holler at me real quick. Well, matter of fact, give me what you doing right now? What you into? I'm getting ready to come down there. I'm getting ready to come check you out. Give me a little bit. I'm gonna pull up on you. See what you got going on. Let's go out. Let's just do, you know, X, Y, and Z for a few. We ain't gotta spend a whole lot of time. We ain't even gotta talk about it if you don't want to. Just, you know, be in your presence for a little bit. But then the bigger question is, when you come up a certain way and you used to live in a certain lifestyle and then you come up against or around new individuals, it's hard to let people in. You so guarded. Not guarded because of fear of being hurt, but guarded because these folk just ain't like me. You know, they don't talk like me, they don't walk like me, they don't think like me, you know, they don't come from where I come from, they don't understand me. I suffer from that. And I don't even believe it's suffering. I just don't feel like there's too many people like me. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with that, but how I combat that is by realizing that I can't find anybody, nor should I be searching for anybody that's just like me. That's an exact replica of me. that's into all the things that I'm into. I shouldn't search for that. I find bits and pieces of who I am in other individuals and exploit that to my benefit. As well as theirs. Don't get it messed up. As well as theirs. Because there ain't never any individual that I deal with or that I come around or that deal with me and that's around me on a regular basis that they ain't benefiting off me. I don't believe in it. No. I can't just mooch on somebody, not me. I'm going to put in work whatever's needed. But who can you rely on? Who can you rely on? Who can you really talk to lay your burdens down there once in a blue? Who can you talk to and expect them to fail you? Who can you talk to that's really going to give you a straight, let you know when you want some bullshit? But also, don't just harp on when you want some bullshit. They're going to give it to you straight, let you know when you want some bullshit. But in the same sense, they also going to let you know that, man, it's all right. It's cool. You don't got to knock it out the park every time. Every time you swing, you don't got to knock it out the park. Sometimes you're going to swing 3 times and miss every last one of them. Go sit your ass back down for a little bit in that dugout. Get your mind together. Next time your number call, come hit that bitch. As far as you can. Next time you hit it, listen, next time you hit it, bases might be loaded. And you send that bitch out the park, you send everybody around, including yourself. You send everybody home, including yourself. You send everybody home with that W, including yourself. You need somebody to talk to you like that, a coach. But let you know it's all right. You know, it's a saying, never get too high. I hear a lot of athletes say, never get too high on the highs and never get too low on the lows. The question is, who can you rely on? And then the bigger question is, why should you? Why should you? Why should you rely on these different individuals? Why should you put your time, energy, and effort into having to rely on somebody else when you know that all so often these folks will let you down? When you know when you put too much trust, time, energy, and effort into folk, sometimes they're going to let you down. The question is, so what? Not the question, the response is, so what? So what? Nobody said nobody was supposed to be perfect. Nobody said life's supposed to be easy. Nobody said that things was going to be handed to you, just dropped at your feet. Everything that we want, everything that we feel as if we desire, everything that we feel as if we need, we got to work for. We got to work for it. That's also, we got to work for individuals around us to see something in us that they need to nurture. See something in us that they need to big up. See something in us that they need to pick up. I ain't asking for nobody to give anybody handouts. But understand and realize that every once in a blue, somebody need a hand up. A pick-me-up, a booster. A charger. Every once in a blue, somebody need a charge when their battery running low. Who can you rely on? Figure that out. Figure that out for yourself, first and foremost. Figure that out. Who can you rely on? Who can I go to? Who do I have set up around me that I can go to and I can rely on? If you don't, you need to realize there's something wrong with you. I just said something. I just said something. If you don't have nobody that you can rely on, you need to realize there's something wrong with you. And you need to work on trying to fix that. You ought to work on trying to fix that. What's wrong with me that I don't have nobody that I can go to? And don't keep making no excuses behind because ain't nobody like me. Well, you need to put yourself around some folk that's like you. Or that have certain similarities, things, similar interests, things of that nature. But who can you rely on? Who can you rely on? Who's responsible enough? Who hard enough? Who real enough? Who been through enough to give me counsel on different things that I've been through? Whose story that I relate to the most? Whose story that when they talk to me, they speak with conviction, I can understand, I can see it in their face, I can see it in their expressions. I can hear it and see it in their gestures, their mannerisms, the way they move and maneuver in life in general. I can hear it and I can see it and I can respect it. Maybe them individuals are the ones that you can rely on. But who are they? Set them up. Put them in front of you. Make it essential. Make it important. Make it pivotal. If you don't have any, make it important time in your life, a pivotal time in your life to go search those individuals. Go search for them people. Go search for them folks and see who you can rely on. And then break your back to to make sure that they able to rely on you. Break your back, blood, sweat, and tears to make sure that they can rely on you. Live strong or die weak, do man shit. Ain't no pressure. Ain't no pressure. Find somebody you can rely on. Let that dog out.